Hello, everyone. If there's anybody watching, not that there is. All right. We're going to do some stuff with markers. I'm in a class for markers. I'm trying to learn. Class was a slow start. The first session was mostly about care and feeding of the markers themselves. And my biggest issue seems to be how to choose the right colors, which sounds like a crazy thing. And it's not that I'm colorblind or I have bird blindness. But I seem to get it wrong, looking for a warm or a cool color, I'll often pick the wrong one. So I'm going to show you a system that I made that I hope will help. This is not helping. We're going to do a nice peelable border on this page. Hope that works when we do the background. I swatched out all my markers. These are all the marker colors I have. Actually, I have more markers than this. But I think that the trick is really to, especially for flesh tones, maybe I want something kind of, this is a vampire kid. So I'm looking for something that looks a little bit undead. Like, I like this pale green color. And then for the little bat, or it looks like a cat kind of, but it's going to be like a little bat. Let's switch out this one for this one. I like these two colors, those three together. It's going to be real pale, and I like this pastel icy gray. And then we'll do like here we go. I could do like maybe some bat wings on the vampire kid. This is after a reference I found on Pinterest, although I've changed it up a little bit. That's supposed to be a cape. I don't know if that's going to work. The thing that has to happen is we got to go in with our darks first. That's one thing I learned. So let's find this pastel icy gray. What number is this? GG12. Or could it be? Could that be VG12? No, it's GG12 or CG12. I got a 14. There it is, right here. Pastel icy gray. Okay, these two greens. G24 or G34? There's G34 right away. Wait. 47, 29. Here it is, Celadon. There's those two. Where 33 Rose Cream. Eleven, 34, 33. Okay. Had to make my own cards. Okay. So those are my colors. Hang on. And I'm wondering whether I should erase him first and just try completely in markers, or at least get rid of most of the. There we go. We get rid of most of it. All right, we're going to go right in with our darks first, which is basically the cape. And then I might do his wings different. Okay, what's on the hair? potentially. One concept I got from watching a YouTube video, and I'm not sure if I'm able to do it yet, is you can darken up your color, any color you're using, by doing a second pass. Like wait till it dries a little bit. It should dry lighter, like closer to that color. And I also have the bullet tip, which is pretty much a fine or a finer line. So we can get even a little bit darker and sharper. All right, darks on this guy. On the child. All right, we're going to give it, which is the lighter of these two colors? I think it's the pale green, which is this one. All right, so if we look at it, you can kind of see the hand. I hope it didn't come out that dark. All right, we're going to go ahead and do these big cheeks, but we need to get some warmer color in the cheeks. Maybe even in the ears. Okay, shading. right, we're going to try and I'm wondering if now is the time to go in and fine liner the details. I know I could recover a lot of this. Only we knew what we were looking at. Well, let's see what we have. I have a couple of options here. Questions. Yeah, that'll do. All right. This is kind of a happy Halloween kind of picture, I guess. And once again, I think I've pooched the values. Like I need better contrast. And you can kind of build up, like you can hit it a couple of times with gray and it'll deepen the gray. Go straight to black if I wanted to. I've got tons of colors here I could use. But in the end, it may not help us. Also, you can layer markers an amazing amount of time, especially if you have a nice plastic sheet underneath. But it may not help you if you didn't choose the right colors. I think it's like just an Achilles heel of mine that I just not good at color. I think we might mess with some portraits after this. I really like the pink on the little creature. I was watching this one video. This is Scott Sava, who you may know from the internet. He's doing like a Mr. T. He must have done like 50 layers. He was like, he would change it to completely blue and then completely orange, and then each layer was shining out. It's brilliantly done. What is this? This is my Celadon. Once again, my criticism I got in class, different class last year, was you need to go higher contrast. You end up with all midtones, and that's my problem. I got to figure out how to do that. It's very possible. I think I chose colors that are too close. Like if you look at these, let's go with maybe a red background. Cerise. We're not even going to look at the swatch. We're just going to go in completely by instinct, which is probably wrong. Before I do that, though, let's do an outline on this. This wing. Some huge contrast. Too bad it's on the background layer. I wonder if I can. He is a vampire after all. All right. I love the chisel tip. Yes, it would be nice to have a brush tip. These are the Oahu markers. You get a great color range for not a lot of money, but they have chisel tip and bullet tip. They don't have the brush. All right, let's peel it. All right, we like it. I actually kind of like the cerise color, and it did up the contrast. I have to learn to leave more like open spaces for the colors to come through. I think that's what it's missing. Let me show you. I did a couple of portraits. Trying to develop this skill, and I want to keep trying that, just the face parts. Let's go with some different colors. I'm going to put these back. Hey, thank you, Jobless Artist. Thank you, man. sorry to hear you're jobless. I am also jobless. I don't mind. All right, we're gonna look for a portrait now. Maybe we do a monster portrait. I like this one. Open image in new tab. There she is. Okay. She's got kind of looking down. Yeah, man. Absolutely. So I'm going to go over the Chris Hong portrait technique, which is, I don't fully understand it, but I'm going to go over it as I do it, and maybe you can improve on it. This is kind of like a choker necklace thing. And so she has like a low cut. No, I don't like it looking that way. With the Chris Hong method, it's like it doesn't matter what colors you use. What matters is the tonal value. So you can do green or blue or purple or whatever. Unfortunately, and that appeals to me because I'm terrible about choosing colors, but it's the same problem. And my real problem is the tonal value. I can't figure out the tonal values very well. I'm just looking for where this goes. Okay. All right, we're going to start with the dark value. I'm going to choose one at random. And this does not look that dark. Let's take a look. Kind of dark. I'd say it's darker. I like this color. So if we had this color, suppose we chose this color. That's a pretty contrasting color. Okay, that's the brightest color. That's the darkest color. Let's go a little brown for a little bit brown. My first choice is this light fawn. That's the darkest color for sure. All right. So once again, this is our darkest color. Actually, look how a little bit when it dried. So it's going to be close. It's not going to be harsh, I don't think. Like, famous last words. All right. And we got this. I'm going to go underneath. I'm actually a little made this up yet. Not that it's great, it's just going to screw things up. Something on the horns. Remember, this is the darkest areas. Okay, and you can go even darker. You can just do a shade of this to make it even darker if you really wanted to. It's like, so for example, under her chin, we throw in another layer of it around the eyes, which I've already kind of started doing. All right. That's our darkest. Our next darkest is this cherry taupe. I think we can. And according to the video I was watching, you don't have to go in and start overlapping right away. The Scott Sava video, he started right out overlapping. There's obviously more than one way to do this. We're trying to preserve our whites, which I didn't do on very well at all. One thing I'm not sure I want to do, I might as well do it. Chris Hong goes, when she gets to her midtones, she goes right over the eyes. And it's just kind of like the next step over. And I think it's this one. But I really want some of that white. Now, let's be brave. Before I do this, we're gonna shade some of the cheeks again. using our. All right, this is our lightest color. I want to make the nose have a little bit on it. Where's it should be a shade. Is that? That's the right color. All right, we're gonna go. This is okay. The eyes. Kind of like choker necklace on kind of thing. Ooh. Well, my initial impression is that the Crisson method kind of works. Oh, this is a hot color. I haven't used this yet. I could use it just for a background or to color the lips, maybe. or the dress. All right, where's my real hot color again? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Look at that. All right. All right, let's go in and background her up. The cool thing about this is there's no outlines. You're getting a lot of information just due to the shading, you know, and the colors. I think I did a great job with it, but try it again. One of those things you're going to practice at. I think I would have been more conscientious about what side the light is coming from. The light's coming from this side. We could kind of darken it up on the side. All right, that kind of worked. I'm not saying it's great, but it kind of works. So I want to keep practicing that. Let's find another one. I'm looking around here. All right, we'll do a funny werewolf. No, I don't want. I could do something better. Hang on. I'm looking through my art references here. I choose this guy. Let's see what else it suggests. That's a cool one. All right. Let's go Wolfman. Is there a difference between a wolfman and a werewolf? I think there is a difference. I want to show his clothes ripping, but we open his mouth a little bit, something like that. All right, let's choose new colors. Other than these four. Something purple, orange. Pretty good neutral tone there. This is super bright. This might end up being a brown color. I like these three together. And then I've got some purples. That's a nice dark. That's the dark. The dark goes under the chin. Okay. Okay. Let's go right in with the darks. right in. This is very bold of me because I actually don't know what's going to happen. You could have sabotaged myself. I've got enough sabotages in this sketchbook to not care anymore. I've got enough messed drawings. We're probably okay, right? No matter what happens. I don't think his ear's far enough back. Let's move the ear. Back there. And then under the I did a werewolf for my Inktober today, too. All right, this is our darkest purple. Our next darkest is this purple. It's actually really close. I mean, it ain't far off. All right, and here's our final purple. If indeed that's what we want. All right. As far as our oranges go, yeah. Where's the white highlight, or if there is a white highlight? Well, the teeth could be white. I'm almost thinking that we need a yellow. I want to go lighter, like to go like almost to a yellow with that. Let's hang on to this. Ah, too dark. This is probably too light. I'm actually okay with that. This is that super bright orange, and I'm wondering if where does it come in? It's actually not bad for no outlines. I mean, other than marker outlines. It's a little too bright there. All right, let's dull them down a little bit. The light is coming this way, so you can kind of go dark on this nose. What's the darkest purple? It's this one. All right. Time. I could list out like a white outline or something, just to see what it looks like. This is all experimental. If I had a pasta pen. This guy almost looks like Etrigan the Demon rather than a werewolf, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll be Chris Hong. All right, let's see. There's a place for other highlights. Oh, these are cool. All right. So here's what we did tonight. We messing around with markers just for fun. Somewhere I have a pen. Oh, there it is. This one I don't want to mess with. I think it came out as, and this one too, I think it's fine. This one came out better, I think. All right, lessons were learned about markers today. That's as much as we can hope for. You can't make a masterpiece on every page or any page. It's still okay. Just try and figure out something you didn't know before. I did this one earlier this afternoon. Did I do anything else? No, I think that's it. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to try and do one of these as often as I can at night to learn as much as I can. All right. Talk to you later.